carrying on from there, like the worlds are great. You know, people were moaning about how Mario's not going to fit into the real life world, which I think he did. I think it was fine. I think some of the more arty looking worlds, like the Food Kingdom, are way better. Really
there's a bit of an imbalance on the scale and the size of the worlds as well, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, I don't think that's nothing too major, but there is some teeny tiny worlds and then some much bigger worlds. But well, one takeaway from the main story is that it's very short.
Yes.
It's really, really short. Now I've completed the story and I've only put in 10 hours.
Yeah, exactly the same. The story is so short, but you can complete the story with what, 150, 200 moons?
Yeah, something like that. It's not very many.
And then I think there's 900 odd.
But the thing is, I don't know if it's just games like Breath of the Wild and Skyrim and stuff which are making us think like this, because if you look back to like the N64 games, they're only just as short as that, really.
Yeah, it's the same sort of thing where it's like, to complete the main game it's short, and then to collect everything it's a long slog, or a long way to go. Yeah,
so I think we've been spoilt a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
But obviously they made up for that in the sort of, you know, if you want to call it end game, but going back and collecting everything again, everything that you've missed. So that's got to take a lot of time. Now I don't have any, you know, numbers or figures, or I haven't really looked it up, so I don't know what other people are doing and how long it's taking them. But surely that's got to take, you know, probably about 30, 40 hours at least, maybe.
Yeah, well, I'm at the point now where I'm sort of scared to play it because I don't want to finish it. The way that Breath of the Wild, you can sort of, you choose when you finish a game, you choose when you go and defeat Ganon and when you're ready to, and blah blah blah. But you sort of, I don't want to collect everything because I don't want it to be over. Because I don't see myself sort of pressing reset and going, right, I'm going to start again.
Yeah, it's I kind of wish Mario Odyssey had a hard mode.
Right, this brings me to DLC. Do you think we'll see any DLC?
Oh, you know, it's such a hard one to tell, because.
Or do you think that our attitude as gamers now is wrong? The way that when the N64 was out, there was no such thing as DLC, and no one sort of expected there to be DLC. Whereas now you expect there to be every game to have DLC.
And this is where Mario Odyssey's hard to put into a category for DLC, because it's more like an N64 game than it is like a modern game, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely.
Where like the construction of it is sort of self-contained. Now you could say, well, you can add a world in or two worlds in or whatever, but I don't know if I'd want to pay for that.
No.
Because I see it as an entire package. Now, just for clarification, I'm a complete hypocrite, and if it gets announced, I'll buy it straight away.
You'll buy it straight away as soon as it's announced. But you don't agree with it. It's sort of.
I would rather wait another 2 years, say, and for them to put what would be 4 season packs together and just release it as Mario Odyssey 2. I'd much rather them do that than go, all right, we've got the first DLC, it's £10, the second DLC is another £10, the third DLC is £10.
Yeah.
But with Breath of the Wild, I would happily have that game rolling out over 3 or 4 years. And I think it's just the way that the games, you know, lend themselves to a different attitude, to a different audience. They're constructed completely different. Now, if Zelda was in the same style as Mario, where it is each level, you know, you get a little world, say, and you have to go and collect some Triforce fragments from each one.
Yeah.
Then maybe that wouldn't lend itself to DLC very well either.
Yeah, I think it's sort of the way that I'm going to head over here and just put some iron in the smelter. I'm also going to kill these pigs, so we've got some food.
Yeah, we're playing GTA now, by the way.
I've just got what you meant then.
But
What was I saying?
It's something about DLC.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. If Breath of the Wild had dungeons, do you think that you would have been as keen on DLC? Because that's the only thing that's missing, isn't it? Really, dungeons.
I was all over the DLC anyway. I mean, as soon as they announced Master Mode, that's me done. Now, was I entirely happy with Master Mode? No. And the reason was because it was really imbalanced. So that made Breath of the Wild incredibly hard at the beginning, and then actually got really easy towards the end on Master Mode.
Yeah.
Now, just for clarification, and just to pinpoint exactly what I mean, the baddies scale in sort of health and a little bit in power, but it's the weapons that they give them which really make the power stand out.
Right. Okay.
So you can have a silver bokoblin with, you know, a wooden weapon.
Yeah.
The silver bokoblin with like a knight's sword, and the one with the knight's sword will absolutely slaughter you. But if you take him down, you get the weapon.
Right.
So basically, what I found was happening on Master Mode was you was getting weapons that were way too good. And then you could go back and just kick everything that you see.
Ah, right. Okay. So you were sort of, if you could survive the first battle, you were set.
Yeah. Essentially, it's about a quarter of the way through the game that the difficulty has a bit of an imbalance. But then they throw like harder enemies at you slowly. Then once you get to that point where you can take on the hardest ones, then it's got incredibly easy. Now, my first playthrough on the normal mode, I did all the Divine Beasts and then went to Ganon. So, spoiler for people who want to, you know, turn this off here, but I mean, Breath of the Wild's been out for ages now, so, you know.
Yeah.
But I'll still give you the warning anyway. I took on Ganon after doing all the Divine Beasts.
To be fair, I've not beat Ganon yet.
Oh, so do you want me to tell you? Or...
Yeah, I'm okay. I've seen the battle a few times.
Okay, so you know what happens? Why you need the Divine Beasts?
Yeah, I've been in to fight him. I lost miserably, and then I turned it off because I've not got the Master Sword. I'd never had any Guardian armour or shield or anything. I was way underpowered. So I've seen that the Divine Beasts knock health off Ganon.
Okay, so you did all the Divine Beasts, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it knocks half his health off.
Yeah, it knocks a percentage off, does it? I can't work out a percentage, but...
So, the first time through, I go in, Ganon's there, knocks half his health off, had a little bit of a tough battle, but didn't die, and killed him. And I was like, wow, that was actually pretty close. You know, he almost completely killed me, but
yeah,
managed to just about hold on. I had maxed out armour at the time and everything, so, you know, I was prepared for it. Now, Master Mold rolls around, and I decide, you know what, I'm going to try and make it as hard as I can for myself. I'm not going to do the Divine Beasts.
Right.
So now you've got a Ganon that restores health, and he's got twice the health, and he's also harder. Now, because I didn't do the Divine Beasts, you have to take on all the other boss fights in like a boss rush, one after the other, before you go in to fight Ganon as well.
So say that again, sorry, just...
So basically, if you don't take on the Divine Beasts,
yeah,
each of the Divine Beasts have got their own boss.
Ah, right, okay, so you've got to beat them before
You've got to beat those bosses first. In the, you know, when you walk in and there's that cutscene where you fall through the floor.
Yeah.
Well, you don't fall through the floor. You go in and you have to fight all the individual Ganon beasts from the Divine Beasts there in order.
Right.
And then take Ganon on with full health.
Right. And how was that?
It took very long time to defeat the actual Ganon. But I did it a lot easier than I did on the first playthrough, even though I had to fight all of them in sequence.
Right, okay.
So that's what I was saying about the imbalance.
I've just given you some boots, an iron sword and an iron pick.
Oh, top. Have you got I did chuck a load of iron in that one, by the way, as well.
Yeah.
Um, so have I just threw them boots? I think I threw them back to you.
No, I've not got them.
I haven't got them either.
Oh, you just put them in the furnace. Right, there you go. They're on the floor. Just there you go.
Oh yeah.